But I started smoking marijuana when I was in school here, and I got there, and before you know it, the marijuana continued, and then close to my graduation from university, I started doing other drugs. And so, as soon as I graduated from university, I didn't do anything else. I worked, but my money went to drugs. And then, before you know it, I become homeless. I had a problem with drug addiction, and to the point that I didn't know where I was going or where I was coming from. But thank God, I had an experience and went through this ministry as a student. This was almost 20 years ago.
So experience has shown that the drugs that are available in China, for instance, can be in any part of the world almost immediately, depending on how long it takes to. So talking traditionally, the Plateau would have been a place where you think of cannabis, you think of what we call legal high drugs, these cough syrups, or the benylin, the tintolin, all the lanes, and they are supposed to be like across the counter drugs. What is not regulated, you just go there and say, like, I have cough, and they just hand it over to you, no prescription per se. And because of the effect, the sweet effect of most of this cough syrup, very young persons and even adults, like our statistics show that housewives, married women, live on some of this because of the effect and because it falls into the category of legal drugs, but they give you high, so we call them legal high.
Drug abuse, alcoholism, really is when you start taking something and you can't stop.
And if you take drugs, like in your later years, it deteriorates you physically and it messes up your future as you are growing. You lose focus, you lose that drive to become successful, or you lose the drive to do something with your life, to contribute to society.
Remember that drugs are substances that have capability to alter a person's ability to take decisions. And therefore, if your plan for the future is altered now, then you can get there.
We have what we call knowledge of harm, or the person actually has suffered the harm from the use of the substance. For example, somebody is having liver problem from the use of alcohol, and yet he continues taking alcohol. Somebody is having mental illness that resulted from the use of the substance, and he knows that this is what is causing it. Somebody is having cough, chronic cough, bronchitis from the use of cigarette, but he continues taking it. Then you know that this person is dependent.
Well, what we see on the outside is just the tip of the iceberg. When you get to the communities, you will appreciate better what the degree of this substance abuse is like. And take for instance, in Mangwe alone in 2016, we lost 168 youths from this substance abuse, and directly from substance abuse, not to talk of other related issues. And of course, if you walk around the streets of Jos and of course the hinterlands, you find out that we have a lot more youths who are dying that have not presented to any facility, and that's a great loss to the capacity that we have in the youth constituency. And it's a reason to fight this, because it also has a direct bearing on the health facilities we have around us. It burdens so much the health facilities that we find out that they are not good enough to cater for some of the issues we have around illnesses, not to talk of substance abuse.
And nowadays, the ones that is really destroying the young people is tramadol, cough syrup, diazepam, You know, those are things that young people are getting into right now. And when you go to many farming villages, where they farm, young people are getting into tramadol because they think that then help them to work hard. And so you see them so addicted. At the end of the farming season, they spend all the money they make during the farming, they spend all the money to feed their addiction.
I've been using drugs for more than 10 years now. Since I can stay clean, I believe everybody can stay clean also.
I've been on drugs for the past 9 years, and since I can stay clean, I believe you also can stay clean.
I've been on drugs for almost 12 years, and if I can be clean, you too can be clean.
We are saying no to drugs.
Every need, there's every reason why youths on the plateau should shun drug abuse. Alcohol and substance abuse has negative implications on our society. It is something, it's a menace that we need to deal with. It's a menace that, if left unchecked, can continue to cause social, political, and economic instability in Plateau, and on a general note, even in Nigeria. So youth need to break away from it.
As a matter of fact, this has been a cankerworm that is has eaten deep into our bone marrows, particularly of the youth constituency, where is something that is a matter of concern that the government and the civil society and the concerned people need to put heads together to see how we can curtail the consumption of these illicit drugs.
When somebody is on drugs, you don't get anything good out of him. That's the truth. Drug addiction is a slow death. Let's take a good example of the crisis that we had in Jos. Most of the young people who participated in those crises were young people who were into drugs.
In of the NDLA, we have a unit that is responsible for operations and rehabilitation. So part of the task of that department or that unit includes rehabilitation. As an agency, we do both arrests, counseling, and some form of rehabilitation. It's covered by the NDLA legislation, rehabilitation.